You're welcome to Cobrero, a platform where we digest and help you also understand some of the happenings within the political space across Nigeria. My name is Godwin Sunday. Nigeria's public debt profile continues to draw national attention, with figures now crossing the $103 billion mark. While borrowing is often used to support development, the growing size of the debt is raising important questions about sustainability, repayment, and long-term economic impact. Now, the first major question is, how is this debt being utilized? And how are citizens even seeing real value in terms of infrastructure, services, and economic growth? If there is anything to even go by looking at the debt profile that we find ourselves right now in the country. Now, this also brings us to the other part where we begin to ask, what does this mean for future budgets, especially as more revenues goes into debt servicing? So, as economic pressures persist, concerns are also growing about inflation, exchange rates, and the overall cost of living. The big question remains, is Nigerian borrowing to grow or borrowing to survive? Tonight on Correro, we'll assess the state of the nation, focusing on rising debt profile and what it means for the economy and everyday Nigerians. Well, joining me tonight on Correro is Honorable Charles Gold Nnachi, and I'll be helping us put all of these issues in perspective. Well, please stay with us as the conversation begins immediately after this break. And welcome back. With me right now in the studio is Charles Gold Nnachi. Well, Charles Gold, it's a delight to have you on Correro.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here once again.
Well, let's even begin the conversation by first looking at the state of the nation. For a lot of Nigerians, they will say that we are spending more. We are becoming more impoverished economically, and we're becoming poor, returning back to the state of nature, where the life of man is brutish, nasty, and short. But then, from your own perspective, you think that this is just a comment coming from Nigerians in order to downplay on this current administration, or it's just a comment that is just the reality of what it is in Nigeria right now?
Well, thank you so much for having me today. I think that Nigeria is not the only country that is facing these economic challenges. Every country is going through it, and most especially when this issue of America and Israel and Iran war started a few months ago. So it has really affected mostly all the economy of every nation. You know, the life of every country is mostly connected to the oil. So once there is anything that affects the oil of any nation, definitely it will crumble their economy. So Nigeria is not the only country that is going through inflation, high rate of inflation. Every other country is also going through it. But I think that it's just a matter of time. Nigeria will survive it, since we have a president that is committed into, you know, reviving and rebuilding the Nigerian economy. So we should relax and give Mr. President time to rebuild it. You know, few days ago, the will I say former? He's not former Minister of Economy, Wale Edo was will I say sack? You know, what we say sack? Few less than 24 hours.
It was relieved of his position.
Yeah, presidency came back and said no, he was not sacked. That he just personally resigned. So whether he resigned by himself or sacked, so the truth is that Mr. President is working on rebuilding the economy of this country. So another person has been employed to become the Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy. So I believe that something will be done in order to revive and deal with the issue of a high rate of inflation in Nigeria.
So let's even talk about the state of the nation first, looking at the whole economic situation across the board. From the 6 geopolitical zones in the country, the price of commodities have tended to differ across the 6 geopolitical zones. I'll give you a typical example. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, the cost of fuel is a bit not friendly. In the northwestern part of Nigeria, the price of fuel is not even friendly. Now, but when you come to the north central and the southwest and the south, we can at least even commiserate with the price of things within those axes. For a lot of Nigerians, they will say that this current administration is trying to punish Nigerians in order to get to its El Dorado. But then you are a public affairs analyst, and looking at it from this light, do you think that the president is set out to punish Nigerians in order to achieve his goal?
Well, I don't think that there will be any president that will assume office with intention to punish the citizens. I don't think so. So that would be wrong assumption and, judging Mr. President wrongly. Before he became president, before he won election, I think he promised to better the life of Nigeria, and that's the reason why he ride on the mantra of renewed hope agenda. Yeah, that means that Nigeria has lost hope before his arrival. So Nigerian hope were dashed by the former president, late President Muhammadu Buhari. So Nigeria felt that no more hope for survival. So, but Mr. President Tinubu, presented hope. He said, "I'm coming back to restore back the hope of Nigeria." So I don't think that his purpose of coming is to punish Nigeria. No. So his coming is to restore hope, and I think that is what he's working on. So anybody thinking that the Nigeria that the pains, the inflections that Nigerians are experiencing today is purposely done by Mr. President in order to punish Nigeria. I don't think that the president is being fair to Mr. President.
But the president keep collecting loans and keep collecting loans from different from the World Bank, asking the Senate to approve loans. Every Nigerian child right now that is yet to be born is expected to pay a certain amount from that loan, from the loans that are being collected. Just even recently, about $512 million will be approved by the Senate. Are you saying at this point that it is not a deliberate attempt to punish Nigerians?
Seriously, I don't think because when a Mr. President collects loan, he is collecting it for basically for capital project, So there are issues on ground that may, lead Mr. President to make demand for such loan. The more we are shouting that things are difficult, that Mr. President should do something, I think he's looking toward that direction. That is why he decided to, seek for loan in order to, number one, cushion the effect of high rate of inflation, which Nigerian citizens are suffering from. Then, number two, to also invest on capital projects. So I think that Mr. President is on the right track. So we should relax as citizens and give him,
for $516 million loan. We should relax.
We should relax and give him benefit of that. So we shouldn't gather here and start to criticize his demand for more loan. I think that what we should be looking up to is where is those loan entering? What is he using those loans to produce, to achieve? So it's only when we didn't say anything coming out, that's when we can be able to say, Mr. President, you told us that you are demanding for loan, or you collected loan, and the National Assembly approve those loans for you. So by the end of the day, we do not see where those loans enter. So that is where we support for now. Since the loan has not been approved, the loan has not been released. So standing here and start to criticize, I don't think is the right thing to do.
Well, Charles Godnachi, if we are to take this conversation to the subnational level and governors are collecting loan of this magnitude, how will you react to it?
Well, some time ago, Mr. President was saying something when he had meeting with the state governors, and I remember that he looked at them and told them that they should do something in order to, cushion the effect of the economic pressure that have been experienced in all the whole states of the federation. He told them, he said, you people are getting more than what you used to achieve in the past. So let the ordinary citizens in your various states start to, feel the impact of revenue that are being shared, high rate of revenue that are being shared to various states. So I think that we should focus on the state governors. Many times we always, pass judgment on the federal government, which is only on the Mr. President, while forgetting that we have governors who are representing our state. So the basic, will I say, criticism should go to the state governors who have refused to do something in order to, cushion the effect of economic inflections in a various states. So we should focus on the state governors and ask them, all this high level of revenue you have been collecting, what have you been using it for? By the end of the day, nothing is showing for it. And every month, they all will gather in Abuja to collect. So what have we been using for it? And citizens are not asking questions. But all our focus is just on the Mr. President. Mr. President is not doing this, Mr. President is not doing that, without, taking on the side of the governor, who have been a major beneficiary of the high revenue that have been shared to various states of the federation.
So you're saying right now, if the subnationals are asking for funds, it will for more loans in order to better the lives of the people in the subnational, at the subnational level, it will be the right step in the right direction. Is that what you're saying?
Well, like I said before, before Mr. President or even your state governor will apply for a loan, I think there must be a capital project you want to invest it into. There must be a reason for it. So now, citizens should look back after the loan has been approved, either by the National Assembly or by the State Assembly members. Now, citizens should follow up, either Mr. President or follow up the state governors to find out this loan that was approved, what and what, where was it invested into, where and where. So for me, if there's a need for such a loan, there's something bad for a governor, for Mr. President to apply for loan. So where we'll come back to blame Mr. President or blame Mr. Governor is when by the end of the day the loan has been approved. We didn't see maybe hospital on ground, school being renovated, electricity being revived. That is when we'll start to ask questions. Mr. Governor, where do you invest such amount of loan that was approved by the
So for now, Nigerians should just be quiet.
Nigerians
should keep quiet. And Nigerians should not even talk about the loans. We shouldn't crying out. Even though the president is demanding for about $516 million loan. So even before the National Assembly. And our current debt profile has hit about $103.64 billion. And yet, if you add the 103.64 billion to the recent loan demand by Mr. President, which is about $516 million, that will be giving us approximately about 150 57 or thereabout, 150, 105, if I get that calculation correctly. About 500 added to 103 should give us about 105, if I come correctly, around that figure. But then looking at the reality of what it is right now, you're saying Nigerians should not complain, even though we are hitting about 200 million debt profile right now, dollars, not in naira.
Well, sitting down here and be, really not figures, I don't think it will help us. I don't think it will help us. The most important thing is, in fact, the truth remains that even if we protest from now till tomorrow, that will not stop Mr. President from collecting the loan. Even if you shout to cry from now till tomorrow. So when you know that you don't have,
so the president is not being wicked to Nigerians.
So when you know,
the president is not being wicked.
When you know that you are not in position to stop something from being happening or stop something from taking place. So what's the sense? So your major assignment should be to a kind of follow up, because whether you criticize Mr. President from now till tomorrow, whether you shout on top of the roof from now till tomorrow, that will not stop Mr. President from going ahead to collect the loan. That will not stop the National Assembly from going ahead to approve the loan for Mr. President or for the governor of your state. So, but our work as a citizen is to follow up. To find out those loans that have been approved by National Assembly members or by the state assembly members. Where was that loan invested into? That should be our focus. No need of, something ago I said to myself, protest is good. Protest is good, but by the end of the day, there's something that should be more stronger than protest. Protest is good. So you keep protesting from morning till night and still nothing is changing. The leaders, our leaders will continue carrying out their activities or what they have in mind to do. So you protest from to tomorrow. So it's sort of, it's better you use it back and watch. When you didn't see this thing, evidence or reality on ground from what or the level of loan that was approved by the State House of Assembly, by Federal House of Assembly, that is where you'll be like, now, wow, Mr. President, you're not getting it correct.
So this is not wickedness on Nigerians?
No, it's not yet, because the same Nigerians are clamoring for improvement in economy. The same Nigerians are also clamoring for good road, for better electricity. The same Nigerians are clamoring for good health care and better education. So if I come for all those things, Mr. President have every right to say, okay, I need to, apply or solicit for loan in order to help me to be able to make those things to be available for the citizens of the Nigeria.
Well, let's even talk in terms of the state of the nation in general. For a lot of Nigerians, they will say right now that the state of the nation is even deteriorating. Right now, there is no cash in circulation. Right now, a lot of persons cannot even get 3 square meal. But looking at this, you are saying that it is not deliberate wickedness on Nigerians. The loans that have been collected so far, for a lot of Nigerians will say that these loans, the impact of these loans have not been felt by them. Listening to you right now, are you being fair to Nigerians right now? That especially Nigerians that are resident in the remote part of the country and in rural and suburbs of the country. Is this a reality on ground to say that the impact of this loan is being felt, or it will be felt? Is this a reality on ground?
Well, just like I said before, Mr. President, under President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, since the removal of the fuel subsidy, the revenue that have been shared to various states has increased. In fact, not even increased. Some people say it has tripled. Now, where the work end should be on the desk of the state governors. They are the ones who are to hold responsible, because more funds have been released for them to carry out, to help to to reduce the effect of hunger, high rate of inflation. So they are the ones who are to hold responsible. And he has said it over and over, governors, go back to return back to your state and do something to cushion the effect of poverty in your various state. So when they have not done it, I don't think we should hold Mr. President responsible. I don't think we should hold him responsible. So we should, hold our governors responsible. But another aspect, I don't know whether Mr. President, have the constitutional right to hold governors responsible for appropriating fund. I don't think because of the governors are being they're working under immunity. So it's after they must have left office, that is when the law will be able to catch up with the governors. So on that note, the governors are to be held responsible for not doing the right thing, while Mr. President have done the right thing by releasing funds to various states. So the governors need to work hand in hand with Mr. President. When Mr. President is working and the governors are not doing anything, definitely they will be sabotaging the work of Mr. President, and that is what is playing out now. The governors are sabotaging the work of Mr. President, so making it to look as if that Mr. President is not doing anything, while the governors are the ones that are supposed to carry out their mandate given to them by the citizens of the various states. So they are to make judicious use of the funds that have been released by Mr. President, by the federal government to various states, and make sure that the fund will be used to cushion the effect of hunger and poverty in various states. So, but why they are not doing it, Mr. President should not be held responsible. Rather, the governor should also be held responsible.
Well, you're talking about the governor being held responsible for some of the demands by Mr. President. Earlier on, I was trying to calculate that figure, which is right now the president is demanding for about $516 million loan. If you add it to the current reality of what we have right now, we should be looking around $600+ million in cash value. And you say the governor should be held responsible. But then this demand is coming from the presidency hiding under the exclusive legislative list, not the concurrent list nor the residual list, hiding strictly under the exclusive legislative list as enshrined in Nigerian Constitution. Putting all of this narrative together and looking at the state of Nigeria, taking it back again to previous administration, from Obasanjo's regime down to Yaradua, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and late President Muhammadu Buhari, and where we are right now, we've seen presidency collecting loans, and a lot of the impact of those loans have not been felt by Nigerians. Yet, we're still looking at all of these loans and we're still trying to sort them out. Right now, we're talking about the profile of debt even going above $600 million. The first question Nigerians would want to ask at this point, is it the right step in the right direction? Or should we be calling for the impeachment of Mr. President as it stands?
The truth remains that, just like you started by making mention of various past presidents.
Yeah, we have various administrations that have been able
various
to.
Administrations.
They took loans.
And they took loans.
A lot.
Just like I've said before, I said the question is what and what did they use it to invest on?
But what has changed?
So what
has changed? The judiciary has not changed. Neither has the legislature changed. Rather, a lot of people have said that the current legislature under the leadership of Godswill Obota Pabio, a lot of people will say that they are answerable to the president Looking at all of this, what has changed?
I don't think that saying that they are answerable to Mr. President, I don't think that President dictates for governor what and what they are to use the revenue they have collected to do in their state.
So people that are supposed to carry oversight function, oversight function, which is the legislative arm of government, and they're not doing that job effectively because they keep approving the loan.
That is the state House of
wickedness.
That's the state House of Assembly.
Not even taking from the presidency down to where we are. Is this not wickedness to the Nigerian people?
We will not conclude that is a wickedness because looking at it from the past and previous administration, nobody can say that there have not been changes in Nigeria. There have been changes. Starting from the road in your village, from the state you're coming from. There are some roads that, like now in Abia State, I visited Abia State sometime last year, and you see that there's a rapid development going on in Abia State. The road that are not motorable is now motorable. There's a road called Ohanku Road. You go Ngwa Road and other various roads in Aba. So these are the effects of the revenue being collected, the money being shared from the removal of fuel subsidy by President Muhammadu, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So from his administration, you see that you can't just say that from previous administration to this administration that there's no improvement. No, there are improvement, but changes don't just happen overnight. It's a gradual processes. So Nigeria is going through gradual processes. So I think that we should continue having faith. We should continue having faith that things will keep getting better. Things will keep getting better. So there is improvement. There's improvement. Some schools have been rebuilt. Some places where there were no school, there have been, schools have been built there. Electricity, at least in some places, there's improvement. In some places, there are places where they're having a 24 hours light, unlike before. So things are getting more better.
But security is not getting better.
Yeah. When it comes to the aspect of security, not only Nigeria, there are various countries who are also having security challenges. But you know that it's not today the issue of security of Nigeria started, so it can't just phase off overnight. So it's a sort of gradual processes. We'll get to the point where issue of insecurity will be reduced to the barest minimum level. Seriously, so it's just a matter of time. It's a game of gradual processes. We'll soon get to that level. So that's why we should not lose hope in Nigeria. We should not lose hope. We should keep believing. We should keep, working, doing our best, even as a citizen. We should keep doing our best. They say, when you see something, say something. The economy, the insecurity of Nigeria, many times we see some unknown faces around us. Nobody care to report to the law enforcement agency until when something happens. So when you see something, say something. Let's get involved. Let's get involved. Let's get involved into security, into the security of this nation. Let's get involved. Let's do our best. Report any suspective movement around your area. Report to the law enforcement agency. Report. Some time ago, within one area in Asket, Abuja, there was a news that Fulani want to attack, and immediately message was sent to the security agents. They responded immediately. They responded. So when you see something, say something. We shouldn't wait until something happens before. No. Some people know that there are some faces or no faces who have been hiding, fermenting trouble in an environment, and they're not ready to say anything. They keep quiet. So security should be everybody's business from today henceforth. security should be everybody's business. Let's get involved. Let's give support to our law enforcement agencies. I know that it's just a matter of time. The issue of insecurity in Nigeria will be reduced into BRS minimum level.
Well, Charles Gold, I understand that you are a very strong fan of the person of Nyesom Wike. And of course, I can't allow you to go out of the studio without even looking at that conversation. For a lot of Nigerians, they will say that Nyesom Wike has been trying to intimidate Fubara, the governor of Rivers State. But then, looking at the relationship between these two persons right now, as it stands, do you think that the FCT minister is being fair to the governor, current governor of Rivers State?
Well, the issue of Mr. Wike, also known as Mr. Project, and His Excellency Fubara, the Rivers State governor, I think that the both issue have been laid to rest.
Well,
after the intervention of Mr. President.
Let's not say that's been laid to rest. We'll say it partly because right now we didn't see Fubara even at the APC convention, and all of the rhetorics going on right now that is the APC is trying to even expunge his name from one of the governors that they have in their party. But looking at the reality, a lot of people will say that we are hearing the voice of Esau, but seeing the hand of Jacob in all of this, that the FCT minister, President Nyesom Wike, has been trying to manipulate all of this. But then, is he being fair to the government?
Well, as it stands today, both parties have not come up to say that they are still having a loggerhead. Both parties. In fact, the last time I listened to Fubara, that was when he was given award. Was it leadership award? You know, I think that he dedicated the award to His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, and said who would have known Fubara except him. In fact, I commended Fubara for that gesture. Yes, I commended him. If he had, known this, all this why, there won't have been problem between him and his godfather. There won't have been. So when I saw that gesture from him, I was like, it's like he has come back to his senses. Seriously. So I really commended him. So since then, I've not heard of any issue again between him and his godfather. So let's not give attention to all these rumor mongers who always pedo rumors not to jam two heads together. So for now, I don't think that there's any issue between Mr. Project, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, and his godson Fubara, the Rivers State governor. I don't think that there's any issue. So we should allow time to review if there is still any problem, or if Fubara is trying.
No, but Nyesom Wike has recently gone to present a new governor, even to get the president's blessing for Rivers State, and of course there are rumors being circulating that although there are speculations rather that has been circulating that Fubara would likely not return as the governor of Rivers State. His tenure is just one, and this was previously part of the agreement that was even entered by both parties in Aso Villa. But looking at all of this put together, again, you saying that Mr. Project Wike is not trying to bully the governor, and you've spoken about godfather and godson, but should we be, in this day and time, should we be having conversations around godfather and godson?
Well, thank you for your statement. When you were making your statement, you say that it was rumored. It was rumored. So that rumor is not yet a fact. It was rumored. So, from you, I believe that His Excellency Mr. Project, yes, Wike and Fubara, they have settled their differences.
But he's not coming back for governorship in the second time.
We cannot stand here and decide it. It's between both of them. If there was an agreement,
in this day and time, we should still be talking about Godfather and Godson.
If there was an agreement
in a nascent democracy,
if there was an agreement
about Godfather and Godson,
yeah, I keep saying this to you, that there must be godfatherism. Somebody gave birth to you, so you must be loyal to somebody. Godfatherism can never be removed out of our Nigerian politics, because we are coming from a home. We are being given birth by a parents, so we must be loyal to a parent that give birth to us. We must be loyal. I'm not among those who support betrayal. I know how painful it is when one is being betrayed. So I cannot, support anyone, who want to, take on the side of, trying to betray someone who have made who he is. I can't be party to that. So, there's always something, a statement that always comes from His Excellency Mr. Yes, Wike. He say agreement is what? Agreement. Agreement. So if there's something you agree with somebody, and you not do it, just let the person know, please, I can't do this thing. No need of internet agreement with you. So if you undertake such an agreement, what is too big for you to, keep to it? What is too big? But the truth remains that, for me, it's not compulsory that someone must do first tenure and do second tenure. 4 years is enough for you to make the impact and leave. 4 years. 4 years is enough to touch the life of people and leave.
But from Odili down to Amechi down to Wike, they've enjoyed 8 years.
I always say this.
Yes, go ahead.
It's always good for you to leave when the ovation is high. Make the impact within the shortest period of time. Look at Nelson Mandela. Within the shortest period, as the president of South Africa, the impact is still speaking up to today. The impact. So we must not have all the whole years before we can, perform, make the impact for people to clap for us. So if you have given opportunity for 4 years, the question is, what have you used that 4 years for? That should be the question. What have you used it for? If you have done 4 years, and the masses or the people you elect say, no, we don't need it again, with all pleasure. It's only in Africa, it's only in Africa where people always want to die in the seat of power. Only in Africa here. People, even when leaders have been rejected, they keep imposing themselves on the electorate, which is wrong. Which is wrong. In Nigeria, you hardly hear that somebody willingly resign. It's either they put pressure on him to resign, or they will choose to remain in power. That's why you see what's happening in our various political parties. You see what's happening, including the Labour Party. You have been there for years. You have acquired wealth, and you see control imposing yourself to continue being the chairman. So at times I wonder, what do we stand to gain? What do you stand to gain? So if you are given opportunity, do you know that we have millions of people, millions of citizens in Rivers State that are even praying to have 1 week to be a governor in that state. 1 week, make me a governor for 1 week. I'm okay with that. So if you are made governor for a tenure, for 4 years tenure, I think even if you are told not to come back again, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing. You have nothing to lose. With all pleasure, you have nothing to lose. So that's why when you have that opportunity, that privilege, make sure you make impact. Drop a legacy before you leave that seat. Do something that people will live to remember you for.
So you're supporting the Nyesom Wike?
No, I'm not supporting anybody. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So Fubara must go.
No. It's not what I'm saying. I said if you are being given 1 week to rule, Whether you're giving 4 years to rule.
Yeah, but you've said if given 4 years to rule, but then
be grateful.
We live in an age and time where
let's also if you're
talking about godfatherism and all of this. Should we be having that conversation about godfatherism right now in Nigeria?
I keep repeating it. You can never do away with your father. Who gave it to you? Who made you to see the bright weather of the day? You can never grow up and say, you know not my father. Therefore, let me do away with godfatherism. You can't be my father anymore. I'm not matured. No. There's one proverb from Igbo land that says that okra does not grow past the person who planted them. No, okra can never grow taller than the person who planted it. So no matter how tall okra grow, the person who planted the okra will always have off, bending down the okra, to unplug the okra from the tree.
Well, Charles Gold, you've mentioned about Fubara that 4 years is enough to even be able to deliver what you promised the people, and of course, but then let's take it to the national level. A lot of Nigerians are also saying that 4 years is enough for Mr. President to fulfill his political ambition for the country. Looking at the reality right now, should Nigerians ask Mr. President to leave after 4 years?
Well, the truth, we shouldn't sit down here and start debating if Mr. President is going for second term or not. Because Mr. President have not said to Nigerians he is contesting.
We've seen the endorsement across, of course, the last national APC National Summit.
Don't be surprised.
APC National Summit, we saw endorsement coming from the APC Governors Forum, from the Senate. We saw a lot of endorsement, and the endorsement keeps going on, approving and endorsing Mr. President for a second. As a matter of contingency, people will say that APC does not have any other presidential candidate apart from Mr. President. So, for Nigerians right now, should we be saying that the president should begin to pack his things to leave the villa?
Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the only person in Nigeria that have been endorsed. As I speak to you now, former President Goodluck Jonathan have been endorsed by Northerners, have been endorsed by Northern groups, have been endorsed by Southern groups, have been endorsed by so many organizations, even in abroad. So, Mr. President Ahmed Tinubu is not the only one that have been endorsed. So, every other citizens have also been endorsed. So, it's not left for the person to say, okay, I've accepted the endorsement or not. So, we may be shocked that tomorrow Mr. President say, oh, I'm done with 4 years. We may be shocked. We may be sure that even Fubara we were even discussing about, they come up to and say, I'm done with 4 years. Thank you so much for the privilege given to me to be one day governor of this state that my name have entered. So we may be surprised. Don't forget that there was a time that he even said that he's no longer interested. When he was having a loggerhead with his godfather, there's a time he even say he's not interested. So, no matter how people are pushing him up and down, it's him that will take his decision. We cannot decide for him. He's mature enough to say he wants to run. If Ubara want to run, if not for PDP or APC, the other platform that can give him opportunity to run. So, he's mature enough to decide for himself. So we cannot sit down here and decide for River State governor or decide for Mr. President.
So 4 years.
Say, you must stop at your first tenure, or you must continue. No.
So the president's 4 years is enough for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I said it's 4 years. For his own 4 years. I can't decide for him.
But, so looking at it right now and the reality on ground, for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with the debt profile that we are seeing right now, we're hitting about $619 million in terms of our debt profile. Can Nigerians right now demand that the president has been able to fulfill his obligation as the president of the country, and as such he should leave? 4 years is enough.
Debt profile can still be reduced. It's just a matter of time. Don't forget that he inherited economy that was nothing to write home about, and he started working on the economy. At the time, we started seeing that the economy, the inflation level has started dropping. So on the side of debt profile, it's just a matter of time. So
the president should, as a matter of contingency, resign, or Nigerians should compel him to leave office after 4 years.
You see,
or
like I said before,
rather say that the president should go ahead, even getting endorsement from his party.
See, Mr. President,
is 4 years enough?
Mr. President,
it's 4 years.
We cannot decide for him.
It's 4 years enough.
We cannot decide for Mr. President.
It's 4 years enough for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to leave office.
It's for him to decide by himself. We cannot.
But we can decide for Fubara.
Even Fubara, nobody has ever to decide for Fubara. You know what I said before? I say even if he was being given 4 years to rule, his focus should have been to make impact.
So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made impact.
The same thing with,
with
Mr. President.
Can Nigerians demand that he leaves office after 4 years?
Me and you were the Nigerians.
So should we demand?
Me and you, no matter how you demand
Nigeria,
no matter how
we demand that he leaves office?
Yes, Nigeria have the right to demand. Just like Nigeria have the right constitutionally to go on protest of anything they feel that is not good for them. So, but by the end of the day, it's not be late for the person in question to take his decision. So even if we go and stand at the National Assembly and be protesting, you know, lifting up our
holy hands,
demanding for him to resign, by the end of the day, he is the one who will still decide if he wants to resign or not. We cannot choose for him. We cannot tell him what to do. We cannot tell him, Mr. President, we are done with your 4 years. Resign. No, it's him that to decide. Him and his cabinet, in fact, majorly himself, will decide if he wants to continue or not. So now, if we don't want him to continue, we have to, you know, express it through ballot. So we can't just sit in the house and no. It's through ballot. We will not decide it. It's not by saying. It's when, you know, many times people who are criticizing, they don't even have voters card. Most people who are criticizing, one time of election, you see them sleeping in their various homes. They will not come out. But after decision has been taken, you see them they will come out and start making noise. That's the problem we have in Nigeria. That's why I said, Nigeria, they are the problem of themselves. Nigeria are the problem of themselves. When in terms of making decision, you don't see them anywhere. But when decision have been making, that's when you see them coming to, you know, demand. So we cannot sit down here and tell Mr. President after 4 years resign. No. Well, we can only do that through ballot.
Chief, some of the messages that's coming even on my phone right now on our social media platform is them saying that you're holding brief for the president. If you're a card member of the All Progressive Congress, I'm just...
No, I'm not a card...
You're not a card member.
I'm not a card member
of brief for the president.
Of any political
party. So you're holding
party,
brief for the president?
No, I'm not holding...
of the president?
I'm not his spokesperson.
But
I'm not holding brief for him. But I'm just saying as an ordinary citizen...
You're not saying things...
My own view,
you're not saying
my own
ideas. An average Nigerian.
No. All I'm saying is this. We cannot sit down here and decide if Mr. President will go for second term or not. He's the one that should decide by himself. Now, we the citizens will now go. Is either approve his decision by voting for him or send him back in. Like saying we don't want to vote for him or vote against him. That's all. So I'm not holding brief on him, but we sit here to say Mr. President should resign. Even if I told you before, even that protest does not help matters. Even if we share from now to tomorrow, he will still go ahead to make a decision.
I wish we have time to even look at other precedents. But again, I'm being sick down for the second time that our time is fast spent. I want to say thank you so much for finding out time to be with us here on Correro.
Thank you so much. It's always a privilege to be here.
And knowing fully well that you're not a card carrier of the Progressive Congress, it's quite interesting.
Thank you so much.
Well, viewers, that's how we can go tonight on the show. Do not forget that you can leave your thoughts, you can leave your comments on our various social media handle currently showing on your screen. And you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. My name is Godwin Sunday. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your night rest. Bye for now.